Good afternoon. This is the Devar Torah on this week's Parsha, which is Parashat Vayakhel, and it is also for one of the four special Parshiot, where we take out a second Sefer Torah, and that we read on various weeks leading up to Pesach. Two of them are always said before Purim, and two of them are said after Purim. To briefly explain, Parashat Shekalim is the portion where we are ordered to give everybody a hetzi shekel. This was the time of the desert. And what was the greatest significance of this? Why are we observing this? As many other commandments and offerings to the temple and the Mishkan, because this one had a deeper meaning. Because during the story of Purim, when Haman, the evil man Haman, offered 10,000 talents of silver to Achashverosh for the right to destroy the Jewish people, and he realized later on it was going to be counted because of the shkalim, hetzi shekel that gave was to protect us, and acted as an antidote to his nefarious plans. The second of the special parshiot is that of Zachor, which means to remember. What are remembering? Remembering what Amalek did to us. Why are we going into this parsha? It's the Shabbat before Purim. And what is it telling us? Because Haman was a descendant of Amalek and was out to destroy us. The third parsha, which comes after Purim, is Parshas Para. That's the one of the Adam Para Adamah, the red heifer, whose ashes act as a purification from the impurity caused by being exposed to a dead body. And the fourth one is Shabbat HaChodesh. This one is dealing with the declaration of the new moon. That was the first of the mitzvahs we were given, even before bringing the Korban Pesach, and at the time of the death of the firstborn Egyptians. Now, also this Shabbat, incidentally, is Shabbat Mavokim, the Shabbat where we're announcing the new month, second Adar, because it's leap year, which will begin this Motzei Shabbos. Now, that's the surface meaning of these four parshas. I would like to go to a slightly deeper meaning. Like many things in the Chumash, they have a far deeper meaning. And this is from the teachings of Aderes Eliyahu, the famous Vilna Gaon, who said the following. He said, these four times are doing something else. They each represent a different phase of our history and our life. He says the first one is they represent respectively Olam Hazeh, Olam Haba, the next world, the Mosa Mashiach, the days of Mashiach, and the Kiyas Meiti, the revival of the dead. Why is this one Parsha Shekalim? Because it's the call for our nefesh, to redeem our nefesh, Olam Hazeh, from any sins we've committed. As I said, that protected us against Aman. Zoka et Asher Asad Amalek, which is next week's, which is the next parsha. That's teaching us about Olam Haba. Why? Because it says, remember and don't forget. In other words, even though we're living in this material world, don't forget there's an ultimate higher world we're going to be going to. It also represents the ultimate Shabbat, the world of Olam Haba, when everything will be Shabbat. Now, the Parshas Para, which I said deals with the red heifer, the Para Adamah, that's Lamosa Mashiach, the days of Mashiach. Why? Because it says you're going to have to be purified in Mayim Tahorim purified waters, and that will be so that we will no longer be exposed to tumas mace. And this will be requirement at the times of Mashiach, when the third temple, may it happen speedily, will be there. And the fourth one is Nisan. Now, why Nisan? What does that have to do with the Kiyat Metim? Because it's telling us at that time the ultimate Geula will come, and just like we were liberated in every sense at the time of the miracles of Pesach, we will have far greater miracles, including the revival of the dead at that time. Now, turning to the Parsha itself, I would like to explain why are the Pasukim of Shabbat and building the Mishkan in juxtaposition, for a very simple reason. Because of the prohibitions, we're not allowed to do work. How do we know what they are? Those are from the building of the Mishkan, because it connects to each other. So everything in this parsha which describes how you build the Mishkan, the tabernacle, you're not allowed to do on Shabbat, these 39 labors. Now, that is the basic level. However, let's take it one level deeper. This is based again on the teachings of the Vilna Gaon, is that the Mishkan, the sanctuary, is a microcosmic representation of the whole universe, just like it's a model for it, blueprint if you like, and everything that's on a macroscopic scale of the whole universe and the upper worlds is all found in the Mishkan. Now, we see this because there's the 6 days of creation, and then we have the 7th day. Those represent the Malacha. We're preparing the Mishkan, the home for Hashem. And on the 7th day is a day of, because of the completion of what we've done, and this is also explained by the Ramban students, the only reason we have food on Shabbat and we have everything prepared on Shabbat is because of the work we did those other 6 days. Now, that is also represented on a different level, because if, as the Ramban students explain, if one looks, the preparation, the discussion of the Mishkan appears 7 separate times in the Chumash. And what do those times represent? It's to teach us that, in other words, Hashem's world was formed in 7 days. And in fact, it says at the beginning of the Parsha, and of everything Parshas Bereshit, it talks all about the creation of the universe. And as the Vilna Gaon explains, we have here the 10 statements with which Hashem created the universe. 3 of them represent the 3 higher spheros of Hashem, the upper worlds. The other 7 represent the lower world and represent our world. And because Hashem could have created with 1 step, he instead created it with 7. And therefore, we are learning that those 10 sayings which Hashem created the world represent the the top three represent the invisible part of Hashem, the creation of the universe. And the bottom seven, the Tachtonim, the bottom seven, represent him manifesting himself in this world. And what is that manifestation? With the Mishkan, with the sanctuary. Another concept in the discussion of the building of all this, it talks about Hashem building 10 curtains. One of the things he says there has to be 10 curtains in the temple. And as explained, it's Chamesh Keneged Chamesh, 5 curtains versus 5 curtains. Now, what is that teaching us? That's teaching us another subdivision. It's also equivalent to the Aseros Adibros, the 10 words of which Hashem, or with 10 commandments, as we call it, the Aseros Adibros. And if one looks, those are divided 5 and 5. The first 5 are dealing with spiritual matters, service of Hashem. The second 5 are representing Adam L'Chavero, man against man, connected, how one should treat one's fellow man or woman. And those, therefore, is again the whole structure of the universe. We see that that's equivalent to the 10 expressions which were created. And therefore, when one understands the Mishkan on a deeper level, we're seeing this unity of Hashem, the universe, and our Jewish people. And in light of all this, may we merit the promised redemptions that the Vilna Gaon speaks about. Good Shabbos.